Hello students, welcome to AIMS India online classes. This is a chemistry session. In this, we are discussing about the chapter acids, bases and salts. From this chapter, in this session, we are going to discuss about the practice sheet based upon this chapter. So, from this chapter already we have seen some concepts like how acids, bases and salts are classified, what are the properties of these acids, bases and salts, how they are useful in our daily life, how these acids, bases are tested by using indicators. These all we have seen. Let's have a glance on this all before doing this practice sheet. We will see about acids. Acids are sour in taste. Their characters are acidic characters we have seen, which is substances are classified as acids we have seen, and examples for them like juices, curd, some fruit items. These all we have seen. By coming to bases also, bases are bitter in taste. They are soapy to touch. An example, natural examples: baking soda, detergents, deodorants, surfactants. These all come under bases we have seen. And next, the chemical substances which are used to test these acids and bases are called indicators. This also you have seen, the substances which are used to test these acids and bases. Next, the types of indicators also you have seen. Means the indicators which are obtained from natural substances are called natural indicators, and the indicators prepared in the laboratory are called synthetic indicators. And examples also have seen natural indicators like litmus, turmeric, chain arrows. These all come under natural indicators. If we see synthetic indicators, methyl orange, phenolphthalein, these are synthetic indicators. Means these indicators are prepared in the laboratory, so they are called synthetic indicators. Whereas natural indicators are obtained from natural resources. For example, if you see litmus is obtained from lichen, and turmeric is one of the natural substance which is used in household also. Chain arrows is obtained from flower. So in this way, these are having the sources in the natural form, so they are called natural indicators. Whereas synthetic indicators like phenolphthalein and methyl orange, these are prepared in the laboratory, so they are called man-made indicators or synthetic indicators. Next, about neutralization also have seen. What does it mean, neutralization? The reaction of an acid with base to form salt and water is called neutralization. For example, if you say hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide, actually sodium hydroxide, these two on reaction gives sodium chloride and water. So this type of reactions are called neutralization reactions. So the products will be water and salt in these neutralization reactions, and certain amount of heat also is released, so these neutralization reactions are called exothermic reactions also. Next, the uses of these acids and bases or neutralization in our daily life. For example, if you see the people who are suffering with indigestion, this indigestion is caused by the excess release of acids in our stomach. So to get rid of that, what do? We take some antacids. Antacids means which neutralize this excess amount of acid produced in the body. They contain mild bases like magnesium hydroxide. So when you take these antacids which are containing mild bases in them, these neutralize the excess amount of acid produced in the stomach, so that we will get cured from that burning sensation. And when you get any antibite or a honeybee bite, you feel pain at that place. That is because of the production of release of some acid from these ants and honeybee, which we call formic acid. So then to get rid of this, generally we apply certain baking soda on that place where it is bite. So that this baking soda contains sodium bicarbonate, which is one of the bases. This neutralizes the acid produced by them, so that will get relief from the pain. And in the soil treatment also, if the soil is acidic, then they apply bases like they spray bases like slaked lime, which is a calcium oxide or calcium hydroxide. And if the soil is basic, then they treat with organic matter which releases some acids into this soil, so that soil will be neutralized. In this way, neutralization process is used in many ways in our daily life. So based upon these concepts, now we are going to see some practice sheets now. Let us see the questions. In this practice sheet contains different kinds of questioning. First, let us say about a single correct answer type questions. In this, there will be multiple choice questions with one option correct. Okay, see the first question. Acids are dash in taste. What is the taste of acids? Yes, acids are sour in taste, isn't it? Next one. Which one of the following will turn red litmus blue? Which substances will turn red litmus blue? Generally, bases they turn red litmus blue. Acids they turn blue litmus red, bases turn red litmus blue. See here, in the given options or in the given compounds, which is being basic, that can change red litmus blue. Vinegar, what kind of substance is this vinegar? It is a acidic substance because vinegar contains acetic acid. So it turns blue litmus paper red, but it cannot turn red litmus blue. What about soft drinks? So soft drinks also contain acidic component because they are prepared by adding these some citric acid and some carbonic acid. So anyhow, these soft drinks they contain some acids in them. So these also can change blue litmus red. So these also won't come. These two will not come. If we see lemon juice, what it is containing lemon juice? Lemon juice contains different acids like citric acid. One more, ascorbic acid, which we generally call as vitamin C. So ascorbic acid, citric acid are present in lemon juice. So as it is containing acids, it also turns blue litmus red, but it cannot change red litmus to blue. See the last one, baking soda solution. Baking soda contains sodium hydrogen carbonate, nothing but sodium bicarbonate, which is one of the basic substance. This solution can turn red litmus blue. So bases can turn red litmus blue. So here the correct answer is baking soda solution because it contains sodium bicarbonate. It only can turn red litmus blue. Okay. Next one. Non-metallic oxides are dash in nature. Yes, what is the nature of non-metallic oxides? We have studied that metals on burning in the presence of oxygen or on reaction with oxygen, they form metallic oxides. These metallic oxides on dissolving into water, they form metal hydroxides. So these metal hydroxides and metal oxides are basic in nature. Whereas non-metals on reaction with oxygen, they form non-metallic oxides. These non-metallic oxides on reaction with water or on dissolving into water, they form respective acids. So hence we can say metallic oxides are basic in nature, whereas non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. So here non-metallic oxides are acidic. For example, if you take carbon dioxide is one of the non-metal oxide. If you dissolve this carbon dioxide into water, do you know what compound is formed? Yes, when carbon dioxide is dissolved into water, it forms carbonic acid, which is generally used in the preparation of soft drinks or soda, plain soda. What they do, they pass carbon dioxide gas through that sugar syrup or normal water, so that they form soft drinks. Because of the formation of this hydrocarbonic acid, it gets some sour taste. So what's happening here? Non-metallic oxide on dissolving into water forming an acid. So these non-metallic oxides are called as acidic oxides. Generally, non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. Okay, next one. Let us see. Next question. The pH scale was invented by. Yes, the pH scale, which generally used to identify the nature of a substance based upon the hydrogen ions concentration present in it, its nature can be identified by using this pH scale, or by using some universal indicator also the pH scale can be determined so that its nature can be identified. This pH scale was invented by Sorensen. Sorensen invented this pH scale. Next, on dissolving bases in water, they produce dash ions. Yes, acids and bases on dissolving into water, they produce their respective ions. When you dissolve acids into water, they produce hydrogen ions, which are called H plus ions. When you dissolve bases into water, they produce OH minus ions, which are commonly called hydroxide ions or hydroxyl ions. So, bases can produce hydroxyl ions or hydroxide ions. On dissolving bases into water, they produce hydroxide ions. No, it is wrong. Hydroxide. For example, if you take sodium hydroxide, a base, if you dissolve the sodium hydroxide into water, how will it split? It forms respective positive and negative ions. Positive ions are metal ions, Na plus ions, and hydroxyl ions, OH minus ions, are called hydroxyl or hydroxide ions. So hydroxide ions are formed when bases are dissolved into water. 2 is correct. Next, to get rid of stomach pain caused by indigestion, people use bases called. What are those bases called? So why do we get stomach pain by indigestion? When we feel indigestion, that is because of the production of excess amount of acids in our stomach. Our stomach produces an acid called hydrochloric acid. This hydrochloric acid is one of the strong acids, and it helps us in the digestion of food in the stomach without harming anything to the organs. But when it produces excess amount, we feel indigestion and we suffer from burning sensation inside. To get rid of this pain and indigestion, people will take some medicines called antacids, which are made up of mild bases. For example, it is called milk of magnesia, which is chemically magnesium hydroxide. When it is consumed, it reacts with the acids which are present in excess, and it neutralizes them, so that we will feel comfort from, we will get rid of this indigestion. So those chemicals or medicines which we take to get cure from indigestion are called antacids, which neutralize the acids. Antacids, example, milk of magnesia or magnesium hydroxide. Next, acids react with some metals to produce dash gas. Yes, generally dilute acids or aqueous acid solutions on reaction with metals, they produce hydrogen gas, because when metals react with acids, they replace hydrogen present in the acid molecules and form metal salts, and they release out hydrogen gas. For example, let us say one simple example. If you take a dilute hydrochloric acid, if you dissolve zinc granules into this hydrochloric acid, this zinc will replace hydrogen from this acid and form zinc chloride, ZnCl2, and releases hydrogen gas out. So here in general, acids on reaction with metals, they form metallic salts and release hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas is bubbled out, and we have seen the test for the gas evolved in this reaction. What is the test for hydrogen gas? when you introduce a burning splinter in the presence of hydrogen gas, first it burns with a blue flame and immediately puts off with a pop sound. That is the test for hydrogen gas. Anyhow, acids will produce hydrogen gas on reaction with metals. Next one. Acetic acid is a weak acid because, yes, we know acetic acid, which is present in vinegar, is a weak acid. Why we call this acid as weak acid? What is the reason for calling this weak? See the options. Its aqueous solution is acidic. Of course, acidic solution it forms, but it is not the correct reason for calling this as a weak acid. See, it is highly ionized. What is the meaning of ionized here? Splitting into respective ions and producing H plus ions. If it is highly ionized, that means it is producing large amount excess of H plus ions, then it is called strong acid, not the weak acid. So if it is highly ionized, then it is called strong acid. But it is called here weak acid because it is slightly ionized. All the molecules they won't be ionized. If acetic acid is dissolved into water, very few molecules are ionized and produce less concentration of H plus ions. That is why this acetic acid is called weak acid. Okay? The acids which ionize completely or excess amount are called strong acids. The acids which ionize in less quantity or slightly ionized are called weak acids. Acetic acid is one of the weak acids because it slightly ionizes. Next one. Metal hydrogen carbonate or metal bicarbonates produce dash gas when reacts with acids. Yes, what gas is evolved when metal bicarbonates react with acids? Metal bicarbonates also act as bases. When these metal bicarbonates react with acids, they produce carbon dioxide gas. For example, if you see any metal bicarbonate, for example, if you say sodium bicarbonate, NaHCO3, this metal bicarbonate on reaction with any acid, let us take HCl in the dilute form. Generally we take acids in the aqueous form or dilute form, we call them water dissolved. Okay, sodium bicarbonate on reaction with hydrochloric acid forms metal salt. Here metal salt is sodium chloride, and water are formed. Along with these two, the gas evolved will be carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide gas is evolved when metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates on reaction with acids, both they form carbon dioxide gas. Next, sodium hydroxide plus hydrochloric acid gives sodium chloride and water. What is this reaction called? See what is happening in this reaction? A base, sodium hydroxide, reacting with an acid, hydrochloric acid, and forming a salt, sodium chloride, and water. This kind of reactions in which a base and acid are reacting together to form a salt and water as products is called neutralization reaction. It is neutralization reaction. Next, mixing an acid or base with water is a process which is called. What is the process called? When an acid or base is mixed with water, then that process is called, yes, it is called dilution. Dilution means addition of water or adding these acids and bases to water is called dilution. This dilution process should be done very carefully as we discussed. How we discussed, what we told about it? We should add acid or base slowly to water with continuous stirring. Then we get a dilute acid or base. But we should not, we never should not add directly water to these concentrated acids and bases. They may cause explosion. So always we have to add acid or base to the water slowly and by continuous stirring so that we get a diluted acid or base. So here addition of water to acid and base is called dilution. So we are going to see now multi-correct answer type questions. Here also there are objective questions, but here we may get one or more than one correct answer for each question. Observe them carefully. When an acid and a base react with each other, they form. Yes, what do they form? When acid and base they react each other, they form salt and water as products. For example, if you just now have seen sodium hydroxide base on reaction with hydrochloric acid, they form sodium chloride salt and water as products. So in any neutralization reaction, general products are salt and water. Next one, strong acids among the following. See here some compounds are mentioned here. Find out the strong acids among these. Generally, mostly the inorganic acids like hydrogen chloride, sulfuric acid, nitric acid, these are strong acids. These are inorganic acids. Inorganic acids means mineral acids which are prepared from the minerals in the laboratory. They are called mineral acids or inorganic acids. These are strong acids. Whereas organic acids like acetic acid are weak acids. So we can say now hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid are strong acids, whereas acetic acid is weak acid. Not only acetic acid, almost all the organic acids are weak acids. Common indicators among the following. Identify the indicators from the following. What does it mean indicator? The chemical substance which is used to identify or to detect acids and bases are called indicators. See which are indicators among these. Milk of magnesia. Is it an indicator? No. Milk of magnesia is a base which is used to get rid of stomach and indigestion. Whereas litmus is one of the indicators. And methyl orange is also an indicator. Even phenolphthalein is also an indicator. Where phenolphthalein and methyl orange are synthetic indicators, whereas litmus is a natural indicator. Anyhow, these three are indicators. Whereas milk of magnesia is a base and acid. Okay, next one. Which of the following are mineral acids? What does it mean mineral acid we told here? Mineral acid means the acid which is obtained or which is prepared from minerals in the laboratory is called mineral acid or inorganic acid. Say nitric acid is one of the inorganic acids, but citric acid is an organic acid because it is obtained from fruits, natural substances like fruits, some citrus fruits. Example, lemon, orange, these fruits they give this citric acid. So it is obtained from natural resources, hence it is called an organic acid, not a mineral acid. Hydrochloric acid, which is one of the mineral acid, even sulfuric acid also one of the mineral acids. What will be correct answer now? These three are mineral acids. Okay, let's go to the next one. Sodium hydrogen carbonate or sodium bicarbonate, when added to acetic acid, it evolves a gas. Which of the following statements are true about the gas evolved? So they're telling here, when sodium hydrogen carbonate reacts with acetic acid. So here sodium hydrogen carbonate or sodium bicarbonate is one of the basic substances. This on reaction with acid, it forms salt and water. Along with these two, a gas is evolved. That gas is carbon dioxide. When metal carbonates and bicarbonates on reaction with acids, they produce carbon dioxide gas. Now they are asking which statements are true about this carbon dioxide. It turns lime water milky. Yes. carbon dioxide turns lime water milky. It extinguishes a burning splinter. Yes, it is also correct because carbon dioxide acts as a good fire extinguisher. It won't support combustion, so the burning splinter will be puts off immediately. It extinguishes the burning splinter. That is also correct. Next one, it dissolves in a solution of sodium hydroxide. Of course, this we didn't discuss. Anyhow, it is correct. It dissolves into some basic substances like sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide. They can absorb carbon dioxide. They are good absorbents of carbon dioxide. So this is also correct. It has a pungent odor. No, carbon dioxide has no pungent odor. So it is wrong. What will be correct answer? The first three. These three are true about carbon dioxide gas. Now let's go to the next question. Next section, matrix matching type. In this we are having two columns. The one in the column 1 may be matched with one or more than one in column 2. Observe carefully. Identify the strong acid from the given in the column 2. Which is strong acid? No, hydrochloric acid is one of strong acids. Any more else? No, only hydrochloric acid is strong acid. See, strong base among the given. Potassium hydroxide is one of the strong base. Sodium hydroxide is also one of the strong bases. So these two are correct matching for the strong base. Whereas ammonium hydroxide is weak base. Acetic acid is weak acid. Now, which is a weak acid among these? As we told, yes, weak acid is acetic acid is weak acid. Which is weak base? Ammonium hydroxide. So strong acid is HCl. Strong bases are potassium hydroxide and sodium hydroxide. Weak acid is acetic acid. Weak base is sodium hydroxide. See, which will be the correct matching now? It is. Check once. Isn't it? Okay. Let's see next. Okay, thank you for watching our video. And visit our website aimstoday.in and subscribe our YouTube channel Aims Today for latest updates on recorded videos. Thank you.